John Calvin on Psalm 139, verses 11 through 16. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to thee. For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvellous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret, and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect. And in thy book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you, the night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. If anyone should think it a very unnecessary observation to say that as respects God there is no difference between light and darkness, it is enough to remind him that all observation proves with what reluctance and extreme difficulty men are brought to come forward openly and unreservedly into God's presence. In words, we all grant that God is omniscient. Meanwhile, what none would ever think of controverting, we secretly make no account of whatsoever, insofar as we make no scruple of mocking God, and lacking even that reverence of him which we extend to one of our fellow creatures. We are ashamed to let men know and witness our delinquencies. We are as indifferent to what God may think of us as if our sins were covered and veiled from his inspection. This infatuation, if not sharply reproved, will soon change light, so far as we are concerned, into darkness, and therefore David insists upon the subject at length in order to refute our false apprehensions. For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. David represents God as sitting king in the very reins of men, as the center of his jurisdiction, and shows it ought to be no ground of wonder that all the windings and recesses of our hearts are known to him who, when we were enclosed in our mother's womb, saw us as clearly and perfectly as if we had stood before him in the light of midday. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place. David no doubt means figuratively to express the inconceivable skill which appears in the formation of the human body. When we examine it, even to the nails of our fingers, there is nothing which could be altered without felt inconveniency, as that something disjointed or put out of place. And what, then, if we should make the individual parts the subject of enumeration? Where is the embroiderer who, with all his industry and ingenuity, could execute the 100th part of this complicated and diversified structure? We need not then wonder if God, who formed man so perfectly in the womb, would have an exact knowledge of him after he is ushered into the world.